Hey guys, how are you going? And welcome to Crazy Cracker Plans. You're here for a delicious recipe plan with me following the pumpkin soup recipe, and we're going to be using a couple of books to decorate today, and one of those is the Happy Memory Keeping and the other is the Seasonal American Craft sticker book. So I'm going to be taking a few different things from here to match with the pumpkin soup recipe, and if you're interested in this recipe or how I'm going to be setting it out, then stay tuned, guys.
Every single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make.
So I'm starting out with these two stickers. I've pulled them out of the big memory keeping one, and I'm just putting those two down there for my smart points with Weight Watchers, because I always like to write them down to know how many smart points it is per serve. And this is a delicious roasted pumpkin soup recipe, and it's only 2 points per serve if you're on Weight Watchers, so it's very good on points, and it's delicious. It's so nice. So this is the Seasonal American Craft sticker book. I really like this because it's got summertime and it's got Halloween and it's got fall and all sorts of things. Obviously for us it's autumn, but I really like this pumpkin square, and I thought that that would work perfectly to write the notes section in for this recipe. So I've stuck that down the bottom. And then I think I grabbed another pumpkin out of here too, just to sort of fill that space a little bit more as well. But I really love this sticker book. It's really cute. It's got a lot of nice functional stickers as well as really pretty stickers. And I'm just looking through to see if I can find another pumpkin sticker. There's the Halloween sort of section. And then this is just a mixture of different seasonal things. And then I found a really nice pumpkin with some leaves on the bottom, and I'm just going to put that under the notes section just to give it a bit of colour and a bit of prettiness. So I'm just sticking that one down. I really like how that looks, even though it's the same as the one in the box. I just think it matches it quite nicely. And then I pulled this page out of the memory keeping one, and it's got the pumpkins on there, and then the pumpkin spice sort of lattes and things. And even though it's a soup, I thought it doesn't matter. I think they would look kind of cute anyway. So I decided to use those on this. I put a pumpkin up the top next to the heading, the name. And then I've grabbed another big one. I'm going to put that in the ingredients just over the top of the smart points box that I've put in there, because there's not a huge amount of ingredients, so I know there's enough space for me to do that. And then I thought, even though it's not an autumny thing exactly, soup sort of is anyway, isn't it? Autumn and winter? Anyway, so I decided to use a couple of those leaves and put them next to the pumpkins just to give it that little bit more colour and just something a little bit of pop, I suppose, to go with the pumpkins. And I just really like how that looks. And I grabbed one of the pumpkin spice lattes without the word, and then just put that down there next to the box just to fill in that little gap that I didn't like, and just to give it something more, because I'm not using any of that other space down the bottom, and I just think it looks really nice. And then I'm grabbing another couple of leaves to put up in the other corner of the heading, and I'm just putting them around the other way so that they look reasonably similar both sides, and just sticking those ones down as well. And I really like how that looks. It sort of frames where the word is going to go. And just putting another leaf next to this bigger pumpkin as well. I really like to decorate my recipe sheets. Obviously it's going to take me a lot longer to get all my recipe sheets written, but I just like how they look, and this is something that I'm going to be keeping for years to come. So I want to enjoy it and have fun making it look really pretty. So then I'm just deciding if I'm going to put anything down before I write stuff, or if I'm going to write first. So I'm writing in how many serves it's got, and then I'll write the cook time and the prep time and the smart points. Again, the pens I'm using are just the $2 pack of pens that you can get 10 in a pack for $2 from Kmart. I really love these pens and I seriously stand by them. They're just so smooth and nice. So if you're interested in those, jump on over to Kmart and you'll be able to find them. How'd you go?
Pardon?
How'd you go?
Good.
And I end up deciding that I do want to put some things down to write next to, so it just gives it that little bit more colour as well. So I go looking in a minute to get some of those to put in.
You haven't?
Yeah, that was my first time.
And I'd love to know if you have any favourite recipes at all. If you've got any recipes that you really like, then definitely let me know down in the comments or send me a DM or anything, because I absolutely love learning new recipes, especially if they're delicious to put in my planner. So definitely let me know if you've got any ideas. And I'm just going to pop in here. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love to have you. So if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. Just so that you can join in on all of the wonderful things that are going on. And so that we can share this fun planning experience together. So these are just little decorated dots from the seasonal American Craft sticker book. And I'm just grabbing a couple of different colours to put down for the different ingredients that I'll be using. I know the black is there, but I decided not to use the blacky grey sort of colour because I haven't used that in anything else in the spread. So I've just tried to stick with the three sort of main sort of fall colours. And then I went back and used another orange one as well, I think. And maybe another green too. I'm not exactly sure. There are so many little mini things in this sticker book. There's like sheets and sheets of these mini ones in amongst all of the big stuff that go with the different themes. I doubt I'll ever use them all, but they're very cool to use as like a dot point for things. And that's how I mainly like to use these sort of ones. Or if I'm doing something in my mini, I find that they're really good for that. Or the monthly view, just because they're small and they don't take up much space. So then I'm just going to write in the ingredients list. So this recipe is so easy, it's so quick. Well, I mean, as you can see, their cook time is 55 minutes, but that's just the pumpkin cooking in the oven that takes a fair while, and that's just the majority of the time, really.
Is pumpkin just J-A-P or J-A-A-P?
And it's so easy, the recipe, because it's just one medium pumpkin sort of thing. Jap is usually a good one, or there's a grey one, grey blue or something, but those ones are the best because I find that they're nice and soft and they just roast down delicious. They're just really good. So it's just your medium pumpkin, and then it's 1.5 liters of chicken stock, and it can be fresh made chicken stock. It can be made up with the powder or the cubes, however you want to make it. But it's 1.5 liters of that, and then there's 3 to 4 potatoes in there. Just skin them and then pop them in as well into the stock, because you chop up your pumpkin, you put that in a roasting tray, and then you drizzle that with a little bit of oil, and then that goes into the oven to cook. And then while that's roasting, you get the chicken stock onto the stove in a pot, and then you add some crushed garlic and your stock and the potatoes, and you just cook that as well. So while your pumpkin's roasting, you're doing this on the stove, so both are getting done at the same time. And as well, in that pot, you also just add a little bit of butter, and that just gives it, I don't know, it just makes it delicious. It's a little added fat, but not very much because it's only 1 tablespoon. So that's all you need. Like, that's all the ingredients, and you just cook those things at the same time. And then when the pumpkin is all roasted and ready, you get that out and add that into the pot as well, and then cook it for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then give it a good zhuzh, and then it's ready to go. Like, it's so easy, and there's barely anything in it, but the flavour is just packed in there. And I think because of the roasted pumpkin, it just gives you this delicious flavour. And it's really nice and thick. And if you're a person who doesn't like nice thick soup, you can water it down with some milk or something like that. But I think it's absolutely perfect the way it is, and it's really delicious. So then I'm moving on to doing the other parts, and I'm using the leftover numbers from a sticker kit from Status Paper Co. And I'm using some more of these dots because I didn't have any plain dots. If I had plain dots, I probably would have used them. But because these sort of match with what I'm doing anyway, I figure they'll work and I can just add the numbers to it. So these are just the steps, the cooking steps, and there's only 4 steps. So I just grab... I was going to use my fingers, but these numbers are really fiddly, so you really do need your tweezers to sort of help grab these and stick them correctly. So I'm just grabbing those and sticking them down. And I know a little bit of like the cross or whatever it is comes through, but I don't think it matters too much. It still works.
If it was James come and say he had a big neck and everything like that.
So I just stick all 4 of those down and put the numbers on top. And this is a really good recipe for in winter or in autumn. So that's why the fall, autumn sort of leafy look just sort of works, because soups, nice warm hearty soups like this are really good in winter and autumn, but they're also really good for any time. It's just a nice thing to have sometimes. I like to keep a stash of it when I remember and when I'm organised. I like to keep a stash of it frozen in individual portions in the freezer, and then I just warm it up in the microwave and it's good to go. And I find that's really good when I'm hungry in a pinch and not knowing what to do, and instead of organising something else which would probably be junk food if I was hungry, it's easier to just pull one of these out of the freezer and have this instead, and it's really yummy. So it's rewarding. You feel like you're having a good meal. So then I've got all those numbers 1 to 4 down, and now I'm just going to write in the recipe so that it's all written down. And then I will come right back again once it's all written in there. Okay, so there we go. That's all written in there now. I mean, my handwriting's not gorgeous. It's always been a messy handwriting, but I think with the stickers and with the prettiness of that page, it just makes it look so much nicer and even a tiny bit more easy to read. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe plan with me. Stay tuned because I've got plenty more. There's a potato salad recipe and a lot more to come along. At the moment, I'm working through the little ones, but I'll have others to use as well. So if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video. Keep on planning.